Hello and welcome to another weekly live stream. Tonight we'll be still trying to polish off this month's release before the end of the month, hopefully. I'm battling a little bit of a cold here, so hopefully my voice lasts the whole live stream. Anyway, without too much further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Down in the lower left, you can see my awesome patrons as they scroll by. The superheroes, the heroes, and just the regular members. I appreciate all of you. I even appreciate the people who follow me and don't actually contribute. I just like to know that people are following along. It's nice. In the upper left corner, you can see the super secret link that'll be public soon for downloading the latest version of the game, which was released. We're gonna Pal World. Woohoo! Catching legally distinct from Pokemon creatures. So hopefully we can get some bugs. Oh yeah, me too. It's been a rough week though, between my wife being sick and then at work we're doing fourth quarter planning, and so it's like all task decomposition and stuff. Working 10-hour days. And I'll be working on that all weekend, so it's a possibility that the release won't go out this weekend, but maybe next. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, well, I will let you do that, and I am going to pop out my little semi-useful dashboard thingy here. Let's go ahead and get started. I did the sell out thing, and I added the Patreon link to the social media icons. So now we've got the join Discord, we've got Patreon, YouTube, Blue Sky, and Facebook. And I'm going to remove this settings button, I think, because I'm not going to get time to make that. So then we need to figure out what we're going to work on today. I have this list updated. Oh, I added one thing and now I can tick that off. Done. So go over here and refresh. This list is considerably smaller than last time because I've already removed some things that I know I won't make it to, and most of these things I won't make it to either, but I like to keep them around because some of them might be good things for us to mess with tonight. Some are more critical than others, like to be able to place the objects and rotate them based on their center is a nice to have, but we've been doing fine with it for like going on 15 years now, so yeah, I like to keep track of those things. Yeah, the old Mythruna. I'm trying to think of all the things that anything that old Mythruna had that new Mythruna doesn't, and mostly new Mythruna has lots of things old Mythruna didn't, and I think the only things new Mythruna doesn't have that old Mythruna did is, I think the block menu is better, but also the ability to give out nested properties and things. You could grant people, like if you got granted a town, you could grant them sub-properties and stuff, and I haven't ported that over. But that's not critical either. That's one of those things that'll, if that becomes a problem, then I'm a victim of success, because that means enough people are playing the game that they want to give out plots in their town. But related to that, there was one bug that really bugs me, and that's that. Let's see if it's on here. No, but it is a bug that did I not put it in as a bug? Oh yeah, the in wide wedge is spelled wrong. Town size properties. I guess I didn't put it in as a bug, but town-sized properties, when you're in the property mode, maybe I could show you. So if we play and go into game, I've been playing with the world reset stuff, and so I've reset this world except for the protected areas. So now I have moon gates again, and this particular character was plotting out the moon gate network that I'm going to use. Come on, you can load. Look the puppers. So, hope everyone's been having a good week. Oh, I just realized the chat's not up. Docs. Chat. There we go. Hello, chat. It's not showing. Okay. There it goes. The Terraria installation. Yeah, it's LibreOffice. Yeah, it's LibreOffice. I think an old version too. I haven't upgraded in a while. Now I can see the chat. Yay! Okay. Okay, come on. So yeah, I found this like cool deep cave chasm thing here. This is where I shot the thumbnail for the live stream today. Anyway, so if we, let's see, I can't remember if the haunted house was a larger property. But let's go there and see. Let's warp to the haunted house. Okay, there's our haunted house. Lots of logs running by. And let us see. Go, not that. This property. Show property areas. So red means I can't edit in here. And let me turn on the grid. Show the grid. Okay. So I can't remember. Yeah, this must have been larger than a regular property. Property work for protection program. Yeah, I should really say what size it is. But there's this issue where wherever it appears when you first get there, there's this. I built this house. It's the haunted house that we used for the Halloween party this year. So I try to have a Halloween party every year where we can make our, yeah, so see the property lines when I crossed this border, it moved because they're not being drawn correctly. So so this is a town-sized property, and that's the bug, right? It's supposed to stay in one place. It's not supposed to shift because this is where the real property boundaries are. Anyway, yeah, I made that made this haunted house for the Halloween party, along with the hedge maze, and in the middle of the hedge maze there was a trophy, and if you clicked it, it would capture your costume as one of these little ghosty guys. So if you look, these guys are wearing costumes, especially if you look at the girl, I think is mine, so she was dressed as Jeannie from I Dream of Jeannie, because you can make your own clothes in the game, and so we make costumes and try to get creative. Yes, see, that's not right. The red border. So that's what we need to fix. But yeah, so we made this haunted house, and I put some ghosts in it wandering around. They're just NPCs with the ghost effect on. And so there's stairs and upstairs, and spooky dining rooms, stuff like that. Okay, so I need to... Unfortunately, this is not something I can live edit while the game is running. So I need to speculate what's going on. Yeah, see, basically as soon as we cross a border, it shifts. So, but yeah, it's meant to look spooky, you know, with like lots of towers that you might imagine bats coming out of, and some kind of wizard spells going on in that tall tower, and a spooky looking chimney. And there's the spawn up there. Alright, so let's go and look at that code. And here we go. So we can close this and this and this. And it would be not there. It's going to be here. Maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was... No, it's gotta be... Can't even remember what it's called. Claim view state, of course, because they are property claims. So what happens is the center moves. And somehow we don't shift the area view. As discussed previously, yeah, I killed a bunch of Firefox tasks before the video started because they were taking up lots of RAM. As discussed previously, the world is infinite, right? But it loads in a section around you. And so it's kind of like a conveyor in the sense that, you know, if it's loading in these tiles around you and you're in the center, you know, that's always 0. And then when you cross over this boundary, you know, now this moves over to here and this is your new 0 kind of thing. I'm trying Linux build right now and I'm trying to join the public server. When I clicked create character, lagged for a while before going to the next screen. Thought it crashed at first. It's possible the Mythruna server is literally running over here by my feet on the same network that I'm live streaming on. But yeah, it had a 300 millisecond query. Oh, it was like it was loading. Yeah, so you're like the first one to connect in a while, so it had to load up a bunch of stuff. Oh, sorry you can't stay, Max. Oh, he's probably already gone. Well, hopefully you can get in. If not, let me know. But yeah, I've got the screen right over here. No, I mean, it is, right? I would prefer it if everyone who joined, but I'm actually going to try to see if I can find a external service to host it on that's right on the internet, because running this box in my house has problems, like because it, you know, if my children decide they're going to download games on Steam or whatever, then it degrades the service, and eventually that's going to be a problem. Anyhow, so back to the task at hand. So these areas are all set up so that, you know, when 0 moves, you know, they've all got to be shifted over, and I think something's happening with that, and they aren't getting shifted, or they're getting shifted too much. Because the thing is, like, the smaller properties don't have this problem. So let us see if there's something specific about big containers. Up, I see somebody just got in. Or they're creating their character or something. Just creating all of the stuff for their user. Cool. So, what's the difference between big ones and small ones? So we create the geometry. How do we decide what the filter is? So when we update the view position, so this is what happens when we cross a boundary. We get the new center, the old center. If they haven't changed, we don't do anything. We set the cell new center. We reset the relative coordinates. All of this looks like it should be working fine. I wonder if the marker moves too. What grid are we using? The physics grid, that's correct. And I'm pretty sure I set this to minus so that it would always change at the beginning. Why? We update the relative position. Temp view. That's the marker. Area view. So we shouldn't be doing any of these things. Oh, maybe it's the... Yeah, I bet it's this. The thing is, we did that originally. So, let me see. No, it seems to still be loading. Once it's fully loaded, that's called portal blindness. It's supposed to go away. But I would have thought you would have loaded by now. Although it seems to be trying to generate parts of the world. Everything should be generated. Oh no, it's saying it's already generated. Yeah, I think you're probably the first one to join since I... yeah, so that's basically that portal blindness is what happens while it's loading in the world around you. If you pop open the map, you can see it load in the tiles around you. It's kind of an indicator. It's kind of to try to hide the fact that, you know, the world is paging in around you. So anyway, back to the problem at hand. I think what the issue is that when the sizes of these things are bigger than a zone, then this base position is not right, or something. Make the area relative to the lower corner. Yes. So So we get the min and the max. And we create the geometry. This actually all looks right to me. Actually, let's see. Okay. So unfortunately, we're going to have to do a little debugging. So now's the time to ask questions. Continue last world. I think I may do a pre-release that's still private so you guys can confirm that my new settings window and stuff works on various platforms, since that's all new. And sometimes Swing and Java UI can behave a little strangely on different Linux platforms. In my experience, or things that worked fine on Windows don't work there, which is sometimes a Windows problem. Okay, so if we go back to New Boy, because New Boy can place a property. It feels like that base position is getting corrupted. Like I didn't clone it somewhere I needed to clone it. So we're going to check that. See, I've got portal blindness too right now as it loads my world in. But eventually, like, portal blindness clears when it's finished loading in. If you bring up M for map, you can see it load in the stuff. By the time the full map is loaded, a lot of times we're okay. Need to kill a whole lot of that logging. Yeah. Things with all the trees and bushes and things, we get a lot of butterflies and so property. Show the property areas. I want to select news. I want to place my property. It's going to look like I can't actually place it because it's going to keep moving it, but I'm going to place it anyway. I'm going to place it right here. Boink. Okay, so I've got my own property. Let me bring up the settings. See, normally it wouldn't have let me put it there. So I placed my property. I can actually come in here and drag it out to be bigger. Let's make it as big as it'll go. Yep, that's the maximum area. Or thereabouts. So that's not actually where... So my property will stay where it's supposed to be. Should anyway. And yeah, so see that? I think that looks cool. Now, does the property marker move too? No, the property marker is fine. So it's definitely something to do with this big geometry. And so I ought to have enough logging to figure that out. So let me see if things are getting corrupted. What do I need? I need to go here. Had to restart my PC, ran across the bridge. Looks like things were loading. I got stuck in the game frozen. I couldn't release my cursor. Uh-oh. That's bad. Yeah, I wonder why. Grep. We want to grep claim view state Mythruna client log. Okay, so that's a bunch of stuff. So base pos isn't moving, that's fine. But if yeah, there's a Mythruna client log that's captured, and it backs it up to if you ran the game again, it would back it up. But in the same directory where you ran Mythruna, where the exe or the shell script is or whatever, there should be a Mythruna client log if you want to save it aside. But I mean, it also backs them up every time you run the game. Okay, it might be sizable. So yeah. So what was I doing? Oh yes. Oh. Why are these moving by single digits? Oh, that's when I was changing the area, that's why. Okay, so let's make it happen again. Okay, so now we should be able to do this again. And should have been a big giant gap. Yep. So why am I updating the relative position of this 3 times? So there's this trick I can use to leave a marker in the view in the log. And so let's do it again. Okay, so now, oops. I'm a little concerned that I'm only seeing the updates for the one area. When we should have 2 area views. Yeah, and it's not, it's actually not updating. So that is an issue, which would explain why it doesn't move. But I can't explain why, because I definitely crossed a boundary. You know what, let's make it light outside again. Pause time. So where's my... Oh no, it did move, didn't it? Yeah, so basically the claim views just are never updating. Ah, that's a solvable problem. that means it's not different. Because see, the reason I know that is because I put that in the chat, that claim view state. That's what I'm grepping the logs on, and so that was the last thing I saw, which means it never actually changed the position of anything after that one chat message I put in, which means these are not being run. It's not detecting that. It's not detecting that we have moved, which means that new center and center were the same. So let's actually put this here. Center cell, new center. So the other weird thing that I notice in the server is that I'm assuming you didn't log back in, but the AI and stuff is still, there's at least one physics body still hanging around. So it could be that your player body's flopping around on the ground. I don't know. Or that it left a butterfly or something around. New center. Check to see if you could log in if you want to. I mean, the server's fine. It's just I keep seeing it remove this body, which means it's going to sleep and waking back up, going to sleep and waking back up. This is what I think. Either that or the way he logged out left the physics zones active and there's a butterfly, so therefore the AI is still active and that there's a butterfly like leaving the zone and coming back in. But the fact that it keeps just same entity over and over keeps getting removed is an indication that it keeps going to sleep and waking up. I mean, I could just kill the server and restart it real quick too. It only takes a second, but if Woozy logs back in and has problems again, maybe that's what I'll do. It's been running for a while, so. Okay, so let's. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to run again, but this is the crux of the problem. I think we're not getting through here, and I'm going to log here too. And we'll put Kilroy in all of the logs that we want to see. Nah, I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think it's going to be onerously tough to go through the logs. I'm really disappointed that I wasn't able to hook sounds up to those swing UI buttons. I think it's something about the sound files being inside the jar files, and Java doesn't want to load them. So I thought Pal World was a 3D game. How does that integrate with Terraria? Oh wow, nice. Oh, I see. Yeah, when you first said it, I'm like, wait, how does that work? Alright, so let's turn time back forward again. Time back forward. Back to the future. And let's turn the property markers on. Okay. Yeah, it does sound great. Okay, so my property seems to overlap. Okay, so that's a bug too. I shouldn't have been allowed to do that. I should probably just turn this grid on in my settings so that I don't have to keep resetting it. Okay, so it works the first couple times. That's the thing. So see, it's fine now. And then at some point, it stops detecting that we've... Oh, what was that? What's that big giant stack trace? Find entities threshold exceeded. So this is something I need to fix. We've got way too many log... Oh, that's my logs. Duh. That's the logs I just added. And they're going to kick off every time I move. And so at some point, they stop updating correctly. Watch, it's going to work fine now. I wonder if it's when crossing a zone boundary. Nope. Okay, so now it's working fine. Ah! There we go. So what's the magic that causes it to fail? That is too much logging. Yeah. It's too much logging. I'm going to have to tail the log, I think. Huh. Yeah, again, I'm killing the network, which could be the problem too. Even YouTube is warning me that I'm okay, I see somebody trying to log in. It's loading all of the text resources for you. And then now blah 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 blah, tons of logging going by. Tons of physics cleanup. Okay, so let's see if yeah, everybody moved. So let's tail -n 2000 Mythruna client log grep claim view state. All right. Okay, so we came here. We did see reset relative coordinates, but nobody ran. Ah, okay. So this is working correctly. I'll just comment that out. So that means this is getting called views. So maybe the views list is... I bet you that's what happens. I bet I'm gonna find that there's a comment that tells me that I'm broken for areas larger than a zone or something. Because something is releasing this. So the area list is just a dyne array. Markers. The marker grid range should be large enough that we can see any marker that might be the corner of a claim that we are in. Because we use this for client-side permission checks, this means that whatever the largest possible claim size could be, the grid needs to account for at least half of that. So for example, if a town claim can be 1024 wide, then we need a grid to account for that. 512 divided by 32 equals 16. But that's 33 by 33 bins, so we will eventually need a better way to do that. For now, we'll handle at least stronghold sizes. So there is my issue right there. So it's an easy fix, and I left a comment for myself. This means that yeah, we're going to be loading lots of markers. Now, there's not a whole lot of markers. It's not a huge deal, but I think I can probably... Okay. But it's disturbing that the area wasn't removed. So maybe I should leave the bug in for a second. Because when the marker went out, it should have released the area. So let me put the bug back in for a second. And we will do this log info because essentially those things should have been released. I feel like I need to sneeze. Works good, or you're in? Okay, so I'm just gonna... Oh no, area list remove right there. No, areas. It's never removed from the areas. Result release will do it. So I should be able to see... Nope, never see it. So let's log... I should do it like this. Yep, see, it's supposed to remove it. At least now I know how to trigger the error. Okay. Let's try again. And then we'll need to figure out why I was allowed to drag my property into that. I really have to get, before I release to the wider public, I really have to get the properties nailed down, because somehow people have been able to edit and drop objects into my visitor center on the public server, and you're not supposed to be able to do that. So there's something wrong with the property logic. And being able to protect your property is kind of critical, I think. Okay, so we'll let this load. Is that one of my previously logged in? No, what's that? That's one of the ghosts. What are you doing right over here without your ghost effect on? Oh no, I bet that's one of the players I removed. You know what? I may have a leak. So this is a copy of the server. That's Fade. That's my character, and that is an actual physics object. So, my I may have put her in a weird state. Okay, so anyway, regardless of that, let's turn the grid back on. That's weird to see a body just hanging out. And then let's go to property, show properties. So I ought to be able to do this again. Okay, so we acquire for that. We acquire for that. And so, if I move far enough away, okay, it did release that. Cool. But did it really release it? Yes, release, release. Okay. And then if I move far enough away again, eventually this should start doing bad things. Yes, so that did not get released. And it should have. So the geometry never got removed. For some reason. And when I come back into the zone, yeah. Everybody should have been released. Somewhere in here there should have been a chat message. Yep, right there. And we released that one, which should have actually released it. Yep. And then we still have 2. But no views. So somehow the use count increments and doesn't decrement. Well, you can't release a view. You can't remove a view just because you released it. You don't know that it's... So just because we release it doesn't mean it's getting removed and we need to take it out. Only when it releases and removes it. So perhaps we could return true, return false. If release and so then when we release, yeah, we're supposed to remove. Alright, that may have fixed that bug, in which case I can then fix the other bug. Sorry. A little bit of soda went down the wrong pipe. And a mute button is not convenient. Let's see, is there anybody on the server? Nope. Alright. Come on, new boy. Let's see some things working. Property, show property areas. Okay, so you can already see that property area, which means it is in view. So it's still within my grid, and that's why it hadn't been fully released before. Yeah, see, I'm still inside this cell, and 1, 2 cells over, we can still see the edge of it, so it should disappear when I come back here. Yep. Okay, so that got fully released. And so that's good. And it should stay where it is now. Yep. Now, why it let me put this inside of something else is another story. That's bad, bad, bad. Okay, but so far so good. Yeah. So actually, as long as towns aren't super big, I don't know exactly. So this one's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, roughly, times 32, so 128. So maybe we can get by. I wonder if yeah, so that's okay. They actually don't need to show up far away. They just need to show why you can't edit in a particular area. I may increase the radius just a bit. So that's all working. I can remove these logs. I will double the size of, make sure I get rid of all these logs. The quote unquote get rid of, I'm gonna comment them out. I really should turn them into trace logs, but let's just double the size of that. That means that you could have a town like 512 on an edge. I'm gonna go look at Oaks Town to see if it's gonna behave. Then I need to figure out why it let me drag my property in. Alright, so we fixed one bug. Sorry, I was zoned there for a minute. Okay, let's turn on property again. But Woozy's questions earlier about this portal blindness is one of the reasons I want to make that more obvious with the message. Because you could see it down in the chat, but it's like not very obvious. So I want to have like a message in the center. Okay. Yeah, see? So I think, see, I had found like a corrupted player object when I was removing. Cool. And yeah. So that's interesting. So related to cleaning up bad entities, I also dumped all of the entities in the world as big giant tables. Yeah, so let's actually see. We can actually debug this, I think. So what did it say she was again? 7285. So I have like spreadsheets that I dumped of all of the entities in the system. So 7285 is going to be way down there. Yeah, well, I wasn't going to get there by scrolling with the mouse wheel, that's for sure. 7285. It's this one. So, yep, that's Fade. It's a player character, and somehow she's still in the world. She has a spawn position. She does not have shape info. Then why is she... Maybe, I bet it's because of the player character. She's got a... Yeah, so that component didn't get removed. But she shouldn't be in the world then. Like, how does it know? I bet because she has clothing, it makes a body for her. I bet that's what it is. Yes, stop. I don't want to. Stop. Cancel. Okay, so back to this. So that's what's going on with that. I can fix that. Let's make sure this is all still working correctly. I should be able to just come right out of here. Alright, cool. And now let's head over to Theoria. Oh, I don't have it publicly marked. Boo. Yeah, it's not the airport anymore, I guess. Let's see. I gotta go way south, don't I? Hey, Oak, you don't happen to remember the coordinates off the top of your head for your town? Because it's south of even this map, as I recall. So let's warp there. I think it's 2,000. Warp. I think mine's 10,000. 2,000. Let's see if that gets us close. Should jump me over. There we go. Way over there. I can see it now. So, no, I need to be one more. So it's 3,000 and 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, 14,000, 15,000, 16,000. So, like, minus 16,000. Minus 16, 1, 2, 3. Then minus 3,000. No, just 3,000. Actually, let's set ourselves lower. Okay, let's do that. Rank. Oops. Map. Come on, open the map. Uh-oh, YouTube is not receiving enough. Where am I? Open the map. Ah, I'm really close. The game is really not happy with me. Yeah, I'm heading in the right direction, but everything is super slow. See, when I reset the world, it's got to regenerate all of the places that I'd already been a bunch of times. Oh yeah, it's way dark. But there's where I'm going. Let me make it brighter real quick. Pause. Yep. Oh yeah. T. Alrighty. So at some point the property zones should kick in. Let me let things catch up. Boy, the game is really unhappy with me. Oh, I apparently still have an old log message that I've left in. Ooh, I thought for sure I had reset that. Yeah, so I'm seeing like all of these things. Hey, look, the property boundaries show up. Yeah, so see, when I reset the world, things like the tower also got reset, but they're far terrain. So let me, I'm still carrying my, there we go. Okay, so I can actually just, oh, it's not going to let me do it. Oh, because it's not property, sure. Okay, let me set the, grid, so let me make sure to place one over here. So that should have caused the tower to reappear as far terrain. So if we jump away from it. Go far enough away. I thought I didn't have to get this far away. Or it's just really, yeah, it is. It's already far terrain. I just couldn't tell because it's so good at it. Okay, so your town looks okay. You probably could have made it bigger. Or I think originally you were trying to cover something in the back. But your, where's your, property? There it is. Yeah. So this should have been protected too because it was property. Yeah. It just... Now I can't edit this, but I can edit near it, so... Oh, you're going to start a new town? Well, I saved it. I mean, well, it's... I mean, I will save it because it's protected area. So that'll be partially there. But if you don't want me to protect this area and let it reset, I can do that too. It might generate slightly different. I don't know. But actually, because this is a marked area, even if I don't protect it, it will be protected by default. So whatever property you guys own, when I reset the world, anything within the property boundaries stays for sure. And anything else I've marked specifically as protected. Okay, so what was I going to check? Well, I can actually test it here too. So now that these boundaries are in the right place... oh, you've found way better towns. Oh, cool. Cool. Well, you might want to pick one near the moon gates too when you figure out that. So that's what I want. I want to go here. I want to go to property. I want to get this, retrieve my property. Yep. Then I want to place the property. I want to place it right here. Noink. Okay. Now, it should not let me drag this into your property. I should be disallowed from doing so. Nope, it's letting me drag it right in. Okay, so that's a bug. That's a pretty serious bug. Though I think it might actually... I don't think... I gotta see if it's a way to hack into somebody's property or not, because it still might not let me place here. Oh, nope, I can. I don't think I can place here. Oh. Yeah, so property is just busted right now. That's bad. That's really, really, really bad. I should not be able to place... I wonder if it's just because it's a big property. Let me check with your regular stronghold. Yeah, when I was looking at my capture of the world and looking at all the entities that would be deleted, I found some in different places. Like I found a ball pit somebody had made, and some of the houses and things that looked like you might have decorated them. Okay, so let's see if it'll let me place things in here. Yeah, so let's try coming down here. Oh yeah, boy, property protection. I wonder if it's because when I'm single player, I'm an admin. I bet that's what it is. Alright, so let's use that as an assumption. And what I will do is I will really mess with my networking. I'm going to make sure that this property's outside of that property. Just property protection is a critical feature before I go public for a public server. Before I go fully public. Okay, so that's outside of the property now. So what I will do is I will exit here. And then I will run the public server. Wait, I gotta figure out what's logging that and stop it. Oh boy. So that's another thing I have to do before I release is just, I usually make a pass through the logs and clean up a bunch of stuff. But there's way too much logging right now. Like it hasn't even finished tailing the log. Yeah, in fact, let's find one of the worst culprits. Yeah, see, it's still just logging and logging, logging and logging. Just trying to see if there's anything obviously. Holy moly. Yeah, so that's going to be a huge undertaking. Just to whittle all these logs out one at a time. The one I was really curious about I'm not seeing, but I definitely need to reduce the AI logging. Holy moly. Yes, so see, I've shut the game down and the Windows console is still trying to catch up. If I go like this, it'll go faster. In fact, I think if I minimize it, it goes the fastest of all. Yeah. Because it doesn't have to update the screen. Yes, I was trying to debug issues with the encounter system, so I turned on all of the release acquire stuff. Need to turn that off. Anyway, so let's run the public server locally. I wish I still had Pepsi. Okay, so preload just to be sure. All right, cool. And then we'll run the client. Yeah, that Theoria town is really cool. The biggest problem with it is just how far away from spawn it is. But it's a neat town there by the coast. The coast that like almost connects to the ocean, as I recall. Like there's like almost a stream that leads to the ocean. From that bay or whatever that's the coast of. Okay. Oh yeah, close. Sorry, I did the wrong thing. I was supposed to join multiplayer, localhost, and star. Oh yeah, so this is going to be a different set of characters. So I wonder where I left Rayla. Oh yeah. That's true. Though in the early days that was some of the charm. Right. Yeah, so here we are in the visitor center. And where I want to go is back way down there. Have I placed my property yet with this character? Null's stronghold. That's funny. Nope, I haven't placed it yet, so that's good. So, and I sort of remember where your thing is. 16 minus 16,000, 3,000. Yep, we're right there. I'm even facing in the right direction. Okay, so, whoops. Let's walk while it's loading. Then when it catches up, I go. I really need the underwater ambient sound. I thought I added that. Or is it because I'm still partially above? Nope. Nope, we don't have underwater ambient sound, I guess. I like her elf ears. Alright, let us see. Let's turn back on show properties. Let us see if I can place things inside of a property. Yeah. Screen annotation state, I need to get rid of one of its. Okay, can I place a property in? Can I place a block in here? Yep. Why though? I don't think it's because I'm an admin. Because I'm pretty sure Rayla is not set up as an admin. I don't even know if there's a way I can check. It's letting me grant property. Can I map admin? Oh yeah, so I am an admin. But previously I could not edit things inside of areas. Maybe create a different player. Play, and this time I'll remember to join. Join. Connect. We will make a new 1, 2, 3. Create new account. Okay. Speed 1, 2, 3. Ow. So. I love the clothing. Test dude. Save and continue. Okay, we got a new dude. Can he edit blocks around the spawn? Nope. Okay, that's a good sign. Warp to the haunted house. Joink. Can I edit things here? Yes. Is it because of the size of the property? That could be. Let me go near one of the corners. Actually, which is the lower? We want to go to that corner. Nope, it's letting me place it there too. That's bad. What about at the visitor center? Yes, I can place blocks in the visitor center. I think that's how that one got messed up as a player. Hey, NPC person. Hey, Neo Indie, how's it going? Alright, so let me wander over to spawn again. NPC I left on the ground there. Thank you. Let's see. So let's go and see if the spawn area is still protected. Maybe it was warping around that screwed up the... Help me narrow down the bug. Super fast. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's cool, thanks. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I haven't protected it. So it's not letting me place here. So this property is working okay. I can place it out. I can place it, okay. So this property is working okay. I can't place in here. But the large size properties are not working okay. Why is that? Is it a Y value situation? So in here, nope, it's letting me place whatever I want in here. Snow is cold. Yes, it is. Alright, so the property stuff is probably not something I can debug on the live stream. Unfortunately. It's not very visual, and we've already seen that it's tough to test. Yeah, can I... Yep, it's letting me place. I mean, the UI is indicating that I can't place here, but apparently the permission checking on the back end is letting me place blocks inside that property. So that's busted. So we will add a bug for that. I got to get that fixed before I can release. Okay, so for the tasks, this is how I add a new bug. Property permissions don't seem to be working. Let's see, I'm going to estimate that. Oops. Oh, thank you. Do you say Neo Indie Developer? Do you have your own game that you're working on? Alright, so what else? Let's look at the list. So just add a new bug. Got a half hour left. So this is now working correctly. I do want to fix this too. Just don't know how involved it's going to be. We could work on the more obvious portal blindness message. Maybe something... So maybe for the portal blindness, instead of having it be like right in the center of the screen, I mean the whole point of having that portal blindness is that you can actually still do stuff. And if it's right in the center of the screen, I just imagine that's going to get, I could go like this. I imagine that's going to get annoying. So perhaps we could put it like in the bottom, down there. Alright, so I can exit here. I know how to test this now, at least. And kill the server, the little local server. Let me remember how I do the current version. Vision effect state. and that's the status message. And so status message and I think I want to say portal instead of it, because a lot of times the distance between in time between you are experiencing portal blindness and the portal blindness will clear in a moment is really far, and I think it's a long time, and so this is already faded out. But we could make a better status message, and we could actually make that a part of here, but I'm wondering if I'm going to want a more general way of popping up. That's also something I can worry about another time, perhaps. So in that case, let's just make a label here. Private label status message. This is not really the right place to do this, but it will work. Just thinking while I go, new label, and we want to have a versioned holder string. This is the status message. The other is the status message label. Okay, so that's that. And then on update, okay, first we want to say we need a status message reference. Okay. Down here in update, if status message ref update status, and on here protected void update status, if message not equal to null, do this, and then and so then we will say if status message to get object is null, status message label remove from parent return. Otherwise, status message label set text status message object get, and we're going to get the UI, is it the GUI pop-up state? GUI expected GUI state or GUI state. I think we just grab GUI state. And then for the moment, we will see. So get state, GUI state, get GUI root, attach child. Oh, let's spell it correctly. And we can also temporarily put it right in the center of the screen because it'll be easier. Oh, maybe not. Well, let's just set it somewhere so we can see it and see what it looks like. And then we'll worry about where to set it correctly. So set local translation 200 210. That seems fine. All right, let's see if I've screwed things up. It's a lot of tuxes there. All right, so yes, I need to include some other things. Alrighty, let's go. Let's go. Come on, status message. Okay. Oh, state message label. Alright, state message label should be status message label. Boink, 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 boink. Here we go. Alright, so continue last world. Boop boop doop boop doo 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 doo. Come on, come on, you can do it. Let's load new boy. Okay. I don't see my label. I don't see the there it is. You are experiencing portal blindness. It's shown up black right there. So it should change. The portal blindness effect will clear in a moment. Yeah, so if I put that like right centered here, that would be okay. It needs to be a brighter color. And, oh yeah, we don't clear it. When the, yeah, so okay. So we need to clear it. We need to put it, position it better. Oh, we got a Discord. Oh yeah, the log. I'll look at that later. Woozy. Okay, so the other thing is when we finally clear portal blindness, then something disables this at some point. We don't do anything on disable. set the vision effect. And if the vision effect is null, we return null. Wait. Set effect, get effect. Oh, we stop the current effect. And portal blindness is the current effect when we stop it. Yeah, okay. And then we can then set the status message to null. That will clear that. And as far as I think I'll do it the right way and give this label a style. So we'll call it status label. And then I can edit in the style file. Make sure I didn't already have one. Ah, object status label. Yes, I did. So we need this to be what do I use this for? That's for, yeah, status of our objects. So we want this to be different. We want it to be, what do we want to call this? Screen status label. What's the normal font size? 24. Let's make this bigger. Maybe 32. And let's make it yellow with a pure black shadow. Maybe make it 2 pixels away. Okay, so screen status label. And we'll come back over here. Excuse me. All right. And let's center it. So where do I reset the... There it is. So we will say and from the GUI state we ought to be able to get the GUI size. Yeah. Was that a vector 2f? Ah. So then local translation we want to be maybe 100 up, just as a good spot. And then GUI size x times 0.5 minus pref.x times 0.5. And while we're here, let's just say pref.y. And we want to import all of math. Well, thank you. Alright, let's see if the status message works now in the right place. It'd be nice to be able to just check that off. Continue last part. Okay, come on. Load them up. Load them up. Yay. Oh. Load them up. Yay, new boy. Play. That should go a lot faster than it was. Okay, we should get a message. There you go. You are experiencing portal blindness. Yeah, so I could move that even lower. Like subtitle level here probably could go. Oh, it cleared that too quickly. Well, that's actually okay. Alright, so we can actually test this again just by warping to the visitor center. Shoop. Uh-oh. Oh, it doesn't do the status messages when you do it. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay, it does. You wait till you get there. Yep, portal blinds will clear in a moment. Cool. And it does. Neat. We could actually have that turned off a little bit later, but it's actually okay. Because the thing is, there's that 2-second fade out. We could actually put it at the end of the fade out. It's like down here where I have it. That's not where I do it. Here. Stop. Where I have it here. I could actually put this as another. I think I can just do. Tweens call method. This status message clear. Let's just say clear status message and make a new method for that. So, oh yeah, that's fine. Protected void clear status message. Status message null. So now it'll take it a little longer to remove that. Actually, that should fade out too. Let's make that fade out. Yeah, so we don't need that. Well, we do. Status message label. So what we're doing there is we're saying in parallel run, we'll change the alpha for this and we'll change the alpha for the status message label, and then at the end we'll clear the status message just so it's not there anymore. And then whenever we pop the message up, we're going to have to make sure to status message label set alpha 1. Okay. And I kind of feel like that could have been even a little lower. So we're going to put it down at 60. And what else? Was that yellow too obnoxious, you think? Maybe, well, maybe obnoxious is good. Alright, let's try this again. Continue the last world. So one thing I'll do is I'll pop open the map, because when I reset the server world right before this release, I started mapping out the Moongate network, so you guys can see where the spirit portals go. Where they are in relation to spawn position. Okay, so where's my message? You're experiencing portal blindness. Yes, I am. Lots and lots of portal blindness. I think that's a good position for that. The portal blindness will clear in a moment. Oh, it faded in and not out. Yeah. So that's backwards. Okay. Yeah. In fact, I could just hack this together for right now. I kind of wanted to show off the animation anyway. So you can see this is the portal network that the Moongate network that I've mapped out so far. So this is, the haunted house and spawn, and so just directly northwest of spawn, about 3 kilometers. Actually, I can tell you from where I am right now to spawn, it's 4.4 kilometers. So anyway, all right. So let me just instead of doing the fancy with the parallel thing. So this is how you can use the animation system. The problem is that it's fading in instead of fading out. And actually, there's a specific fade method that I could have used instead. Here. So if we go here to the panel tweens, fade. Yeah, because I'm going to do my start alpha. So we can go, instead of this, panel tweens, fade, and we want to fade the status message label from 1.0 to 0.0. I think that's all I need. Oh, I need to tell it how long. Oh, it's got to be float. So 1f to 0f over 2.0 seconds. Yep. So I don't need this. And so that'll be forwards. I could have also just put it in the set alpha of here to do it backwards, just like this. Anyway. Yeah. It's interesting. Okay. All right, one more time. Let's test this, and this will be probably the last thing I do. Hopefully it's working correctly now. I'm probably going to have to import that. Yep. I knew already what it was going to complain about. Continue the last world. Wonder if I should watch a movie tonight. I have so much work to do this morning. That's why I want to watch a movie, because like I can avoid. I have to avoid avoiding. I typically like dumb sci-fi, that kind of dumb action. I think last weekend I watched a movie and it was Extraction 2, because I thought the first one was kind of fun. And Chris Hemsworth, I like Chris Hemsworth, so. And it was okay. It was a more emotional, a little deeper than the previous one. But you're experiencing portal blindness. I am. will clear in a moment. And there it goes, fading out correctly. Oh, that's beautiful. It worked. Okay. Alright, so we got a couple things knocked out. I think that's a very much more obvious thing for the status. And then if you go here, you can still see the things that happened while you were doing your thing. We got bowls of, I should put some apples in there. Oh, I don't have apples. That's right, I took those out. So all we have is pumpkins and that's the smaller version of a bladder for the airships. Alright, so I think that's, we got two things knocked out, and I found a way to debug my property bug. That is the one critical thing of all the other critical things I have to get worked out this weekend before I can release. It might be in classic traditional fashion where I don't release the June release actually in June and I end up releasing it a week later. I am trying to take the latter half of this coming week off since we've got off for 4th of July, and I may try to take the third off as well. In which case I'll have a long weekend next weekend, which I can either devote to finally cutting this release if I don't get it out this weekend, or we can start into the serious AI stuff to get all that pathfinding stuff integrated into the real engine. So that'll be my project next weekend. Anyway, I think this is a good place to end the stream. I got two things knocked out. So let's go to the thanks page. And I should probably do this and this. Yeah, there we go. Closing music. You got to have the closing music. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. YouTube likes the comments, so if you comment on the videos, that's also cool. These are my patrons again. And if you guys are working on something productive, I hope you have a super productive week, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks, guys. And good luck in all you do.